Hello.
Good evening to all. I'm Naren Ratan from class 11L, and I will be taking you through this exciting session. On this auspicious day marking the beginning of Science Week, it is my pleasure to welcome everyone present here. Our beloved principal, Mrs. Manila Cavallo, Vice Principal, Mrs. Preeti Suta ma'am, Senior Mistress, Mrs. Vanaja Samrani ma'am, Grade 12 Coordinator, Mrs. Chitra ma'am, Grade 11 Coordinator, Mrs. Srinidhi ma'am, Physics Head of Department, Aparna ma'am, all physics teachers and students to this online presentation on science and technology, followed by a session on AI and robotics by Mr. Bijesh. Now I call upon Mrs. Aparna Raju, Head of Department of Physics, for an opening note.
The good thing about science is that it's true, whether or not you believe in it. Good evening to one and all present here, and I believe that all of you here agree that science is true. And we, being a part of science fraternity, need to practice this whether in studies or life. We are here with the third edition of Science Week, and hope you will enjoy it. Your teachers have been working on planning and implementation of various events for you, and we will be very happy, contented, satisfied, and successful if this is going to make you curious, make you enjoy and explore, and reach the depth of science for the love of it more than the marks. Keep scientific temperament on. Apply for various aptitude exams, science exhibitions, workshops organized by Department of Science and Technology, Jawaharlal Nehru Planetarium, Indian Association of Physics Teachers, CBSC, and many more. So let us begin. Over to Naren.
Now, I would like to call upon physics and technology in astronomy.
Hi everyone. Am I audible?
Yes.
So, hi everyone. This is Aditya Vijay Kumar and Siddhartha Biswas of class 11. We are going to present a PPT on the intersection of physics and technology in astronomy.
Yeah, now we will be discussing the topics on introduction, the role of physics in astronomy, telescopes, gravity, the key to understanding the universe, black holes, the James Webb Telescope, and the conclusion.
The universe is a vast and a mysterious place, full of wonders that we have only just begun to explore. But through the use of physics and advanced technology, we're able to unlock some of its secrets and gain a deeper understanding of the cosmos. We will discuss about the ways in which physics has helped us understand the universe from the use of telescopes. We'll also discuss some of the most exciting developments in astronomy today, including the upcoming James Webb Space Telescope and the search for exoplanets. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the presentation.
So now I will be presenting on the topic on the role of physics in astronomy. Physics plays a crucial role in our understanding of the universe. By studying the laws of physics, we can make predictions about how celestial bodies behave and interact with each other. For example, physicists have used the laws of gravity to predict the existence and the behavior of black holes. Physics have also helped us develop the technology necessary for studying the universe. Telescopes, for example, rely on the principles of optics and electromagnetism to capture images of distant objects. Without an understanding of physics, we will not be able to study the universe in the same depth and detail that we do today.
Now let's know a few facts about telescopes. So these are one of the most important tools in astronomy, as you all know, and it allows us to observe and study objects that would otherwise be invisible to the naked eye. They help in collecting and focusing light from distant objects, and help in analyzing and studying it like astronomers. So there are many different types of telescopes, and it depends upon the strengths and weaknesses. Some telescopes are designed to capture visible light, while others are used to detect other types of electromagnetic radiation, such as infrared or ultraviolet. Astronomers are able to build a more complete picture of the universe, and this is because of the telescopes.
Now, now I will study on gravity. We will study on the topic of gravity. Gravity, which is the key to understand the universe. Gravity is one of the fundamental forces of nature and plays a critical role in shaping the universe as we know it. In astronomy, gravity is the force that governs the motion of celestial bodies from planets and stars to galaxies and clusters of galaxies. Without gravity, the universe would be a very different place. It is a gravity that holds stars and planets together, and it is the gravity that determines the shape and structure of galaxies. In fact, some of the most fascinating phenomena in the universe, such as black holes, gravitational waves, are the result of immense power of gravity.
Now let's know a few points about black holes. These are one of the most mysterious and fascinating objects in the universe, and these are formed when a massive star collapses, when a star loses its gravitational force. The gravitational pull is so strong that not even light can escape or pass through it, and this phenomenon is known as the event horizon. Studying black holes is a very challenging thing because they cannot be directly observed. It's not directly visible in the solar system. However, scientists can detect their presence by observing the effects of their gravity on nearby matter. So scientists can learn about their properties and gain insight into the nature of the universe. And this happens because of studying the behavior of the stars.
Now, now I will present you the latest satellite that has been launched by NASA. That is the James Webb Telescope. The James Webb Telescope is said to be the most powerful space telescope ever built. Its advanced technology will allow us to see the universe, see further into the universe than ever before.
એ બધા પ્રેઝન્ટ કરે છે આપણું કેમેરા જ પણ
to see further into the universe than ever before, giving us a better understanding of our place in the cosmos. One of the key features of the James Webb Telescope is its ability to detect infrared light. That this allows us to see through the dust and gas that often obscures our view of distant objects, revealing new insights into star formation and the early universe.
Hope you all enjoyed our PPT. And this is Aditya Vijay Kumar and Siddhartha Biswas signing off.
Well, that was a very innovative and informative presentation from Siddharth and Aditya. We really did learn a lot from this presentation. Now, moving on to Arya and Kumaran's presentation on the topic drag reduction system.
Good afternoon to one and all present here. This is Arya Prayagi with C. Kumaran, and today we'll be talking about the drag reduction system. Introduced in 2011, the drag reduction system is a technological innovation in F1 that leverages aerodynamic principles to enhance speed and overtaking opportunities. This presentation dwells into the physics behind the DRS and its impact on F1 racing. Understanding aerodynamic drag. Aerodynamic drag is a resistance encountered by a moving object due to the interaction between its shape and its surrounding air. In F1, the drag acts as a force opposing the car's motion, limiting top speed and acceleration. Minimizing drag is crucial for achieving higher velocities and improving overall performance.
The role of DRS in drag reduction. DRS is a system designed to minimize aerodynamic drag and increase straight line speed. It is a vestibule rear wing system that mitigates aerodynamic drag. By altering the wing's angle of attack, the DRS reduces the downforce generated, thereby minimizing drag and increasing straight line speed. This adjustment optimizes the car's aerodynamic efficiency and improves its performances on long straights.
Bernoulli's principle and lip force. Bernoulli's principle states that as the velocity of a fluid increases, the pressure decreases. F1 cars leverage this principle to generate downforce. which enhances the grip and stability during cornering. However, the downforce also increases drag. The DRS reduces the downforce and hence makes the car faster on straights.
Impact of DRS on aerodynamic balance. Deploying the DRS affects the balance of forces acting on the car. The reduction in rear downforce shifts the car's aerodynamic balance towards the front, altering the distribution of forces. This change requires drivers to adapt their driving style to maintain stability during braking and cornering. CFD simulations. To optimize DRS design and its impact on aerodynamics, engineers employ CFD simulations. These simulations accurately model airflow around the car, providing insights into drag reduction and its effect on overall performance. Through CFD, engineers fine tune the DRS system, striking a balance between drag reduction and vehicle stability.
Future prospects and technological advancements. The DRS continues to evolve as advancements in materials, aerodynamic design, and technological innovations unfold. Ongoing research aims to develop more efficient DRS mechanisms that minimize drag while preserving stability. Integration with artificial intelligence and machine learning may provide novel insight into optimizing DRS deployment for enhanced performance.
In conclusion, the drag reduction system, DRS, exemplifies the captivating fusion of physics and engineering Formula One racing. By reducing drag through the manipulation of rear wing angle, the DRS optimizes, and understanding the physics behind the DRS empowers engineers to push the boundaries of F1 performance, leading to exhilarating races and fostering continuous innovation in the field of aerodynamics. Thank you, and that's all from our side.
That was a beautiful presentation by Kumaran and Arya. We, as F1 fans, are really enlightened by this situation, by this information. Now, moving on to the Big Bang Theory, a presentation done by Safia and Pavitra from class 11R.
Ma'am, it's showing you have disabled the screen share. Ma'am,
Yes, beta. Yes, doing
it's showing that you have disabled the screen share.
Try now.
Okay.
Good evening, teachers and my dear friends. Today, I, Pavitra Sundaram and Safia Mehreen, are going to be presenting on the topic the Big Bang Theory.
We are going to be covering the historical background of the Big Bang Theory and then on what is Big Bang Theory and who gave this theory, the proofs following the Big Bang, and last but not the least, arrive at a conclusion.
Now, I'm going to be talking on the historical background of the Big Bang. Millions and millions of years ago, there was no matter, energy, or space. Scientists were always curious as to explain how the universe began and what started it all. There was much debate over whether the universe had a finite or infinite past. The Big Bang is the best model used by astronomers to explain the creation of matter, space, and time 30 billion years ago. Many scientists had various theories, but later on, there was a scientist who came up with the Big Bang theory, which was the best model out of various other theories given by other scientists.
The Big Bang Theory. The Big Bang was not an explosion in space, as the theory's name might suggest. Instead, it was the appearance of space everywhere in the universe, researchers have said. According to the Big Bang Theory, the universe was born as a very hot, very dense single point in space. It is a physical theory that describes how the universe expanded from an initial state of high density and temperature. Various cosmological models of the Big Bang explain the evolution of the observable universe from the earliest known periods through its subsequent large-scale form. These models offer a comprehensive explanation for a broad range of observed phenomena, including the abundance of light elements, the cosmic microwave background radiation, and large-scale structure. The overall uniformity of the universe, known as the flatness problem, is explained through cosmic inflation, a sudden and very rapid expansion of space during the earliest moments.
Georges Henry Joseph Edward Lemaitre, the one who accidentally came upon the thought of the Big Bang. He was born on 17th July 1894 and passed away on 20th June 1966. He was a Belgian Catholic priest, theoretical physicist, mathematician, astronomer, and a professor of physics at the Catholic University of Louvain. He was the first to theorize that the recession of nearby galaxies can be explained by an expanding universe. He developed what was called the Big Bang theory, the origin of the universe, calling it the hypothesis of the primeval atom, later the beginning of the world. He discovered this concept by providing a solution or a metric to Einstein's general relativity field equations. His metric or model of the universe describes a homogeneous, isotropic, and an expanding universe.
The proof of the Big Bang theory. Following are the evidence for the Big Bang theory. Redshift of galaxies. The light we observe from galaxies has been stretched by the time it reaches us. It looks red than it should. This redshift is the result of galaxies moving away from us. Observations show that pretty much everything in the universe is moving apart. The redshift of distant galaxies tells us the universe is expanding. If you could wind time backwards, you would see galaxies getting closer together. If you could go back far enough, everything in the universe would have been in one place. Second is the microwave background. A long, long time ago, the whole universe was a very hot. As it grew in the size, the heat left a glow which fills the entire universe. The Big Bang theory predicts this glow should still exist. It also predicts that we should be able to detect this glow as microwave light. Scientists have found this cosmic microwave background. They have accurately measured it using orbiting detectors. It is very good evidence that the Big Bang theory is correct.
Next, the mixture of elements. Some chemical elements were created soon after the Big Bang, elements like hydrogen and helium. The Big Bang theory predicts how much of each element was made in the early universe. When astronomers look at very old galaxies and stars, the amount of each chemical they see agrees with the Big Bang theory. You cannot look for this evidence in new stars like the Sun. This is because newer stars contain chemical elements made by older stars. So the chemical makeup of new stars is very different from stars which existed soon after the Big Bang. Looking back in time, there's an alternative to the Big Bang theory. It's called the steady state theory. Unlike the Big Bang theory, the steady state theory says that the universe does not change much over time. Light takes a long time to travel across the universe. So when we look at galaxies which are very far away, we are also looking back in time. This means we can see that very old galaxies are very different from newer galaxies. This shows that the universe has changed. This evidence fits better with the Big Bang theory than the steady state theory.
In conclusion, we can say that in reality, very little is known about the origins of the universe and the current state of the universe. The universe is so vast, remotely distant, and very old that it makes it extremely difficult to study, to test, or prove hypotheses and theories about its origin. Only through continued research and advances in technology, we will finally prove how the universe began and where it is going. And perhaps if there are other life forms that exist in the universe, it is possible that we are the only life forms in the universe, but many believe that this is unlikely. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the PPT.
Thank you, Safai and Pavitra. I'm sure we all pondered upon the topic, the Big Bang Theory, and how the universe formed. Well, that presentation really did give an insight into the topic. Now I call upon Meda and Harshita from class 11L to present their ideas on the leak detection system.
Good evening, my dear friends, and today I will be talking about leak detection system on the occasion of Science Week. So what is a leak detection system? How does it work? What are the types of leak detection system using physics, sound, pressure? Has it been implemented yet? And we'll be concluding this topic. What is a leak detection system? It detects whether a leak in the plumbing system has occurred and informs the owner in real time using IoT. There are many ways through which a leak can be detected based on the principles of physics. A sensor converts the physical action to be measured into an electrical equivalent and process it so that the electrical signals can be easily sent and further processed. The sensor can output whether an object is present or not present, or what measurement value has been reached. So how do sensors work? There would be sensors placed throughout the plumbing system to detect the leak. If any leaks are detected, it would be notified to the owner through their smartphone.
Leak detection through sound. This method uses the properties of physics related to sound propagation. Leak detection devices can be equipped with microphones or sound sensors that can detect sound patterns which are produced by leaking water. By analyzing the frequency and intensity of the flow of water, its location could easily be determined. This method depends on the physics of sound waves and its properties. Leak detection could also be done through pressure. Properties related to physics and the behavior of pressure can be used for leak detection. We can monitor the pressure sensors within the water system, and any irregularities such as a sudden drop in pressure can detect the presence of leak. This method depends on the understanding of how a fluid works and its relation with pressure. So, have all these techniques been implemented? Yes, these techniques have been used, but it's not very popular. By using these techniques, we can save the environment by using physics. To conclude, we can use physics to detect leakage, which in turn saves water. We can use properties of sound and pressure, which help in detection of irregularity in water leakage. Thank you. I hope you like our presentation.
Thank you, Meda and Ashita, on this useful topic. Maybe I should get one of these leak detection systems. Moving on to another exciting and innovative topic, black holes, by Ritika and Ritu from class 11M.
The universe has always been such a mystery as there is so much unknown. It's scary, beautiful, and intriguing all together. Hello, everyone. Our topic is something which has always been an interesting mystery in the field of science, but it's not going to be a mystery to you anymore. Hi, this is Ritika
and Ritu,
and we're going to be talking about black holes. The black hole is one of the biggest anomalies in astronomy, where so much is yet to be discovered. So, we're going to give you an insight on how much we've already uncovered.
Let's start with the basics. What is a black hole? A black hole is a region in spacetime where there's immense gravity which attracts everything, including all matter and light itself. The matter which is squeezed into this region results in extreme gravitational force. This happens when a star dies.
When we research about the black holes, there are some essentials that you should know, the most basic of which includes the theory of general relativity. A black hole is a perfect black body, which is a surface that absorbs all radiant light or energy. Hawking radiation helps in eventually ending the life of a black hole. Accretion disk is a disk-like flow of particles or dust that surrounds an astronomical body.
To truly understand how black holes are formed, we need to understand how stars are formed. Stars are born within clouds of dust that are scattered around the universe. There is intense turbulence in these clouds, which results in creating knots with a great deal of mass, enough to make the mass and dust collapse under gravity. Due to the immense gravity, the center of a star collapses. This core is known as a star.
As is often the result with all good things, stars eventually have to meet their death. With the dense core of the star runs out of hydrogen and helium, their mass begins to fuse carbon into iron. Once all the carbon is turned into iron, they can't burn any longer, so it collapses under its own gravity, resulting in its iron core heating up. The outer layer collapses on the neutron, crushing it, making the core explode. The remains of the core is what creates a black hole.
Here's a timeline for us to clearly understand the life of a black hole. It's quite ironic how the birth of a black hole actually starts from the death of a star. Basically, when a star collapses during the last stage of its life, it becomes a singularity. The next stage is the growth and survival of a black hole, where the black hole absorbs its surrounding mass, and sometimes it even merges with other black holes. Yes, it's as violent as it sounds. Lastly, the death of a black hole is caused by the Hawking radiation, which we'll talk about later. If the black hole loses more material than it absorbs, then its end is coming soon.
To start learning about this theory, we have to begin with the literal starting of black holes. Event horizons are a boundary in space-time in which matter and light can only pass inwards towards the black hole. It is physically impossible for anything to escape from this event horizon.
As we mentioned previously, Einstein's theory of general relativity is fundamental in understanding the science behind black holes. The theory of general relativity basically implies that instead of gravity being a force that attracts objects to one another, it's a curving or warping of space. Black holes warp a lot of space due to their immense gravity.
Black holes were discovered with the contribution of many great scientists. Einstein's theory of general relativity predicted the existence of black holes in 1960. Carl Schwarzschild developed Einstein's equations and refined the idea of black holes.
Here are some frequently asked questions. Where do black holes lead, and is it possible to fall into one? No escape. Once an object passes, they'd be ripped to shreds by the enormous gravity and tidal forces that the black hole possesses. This process is called spaghettification. So no, you cannot come back out.
Can two black holes collide? Yes, it is possible for two black holes to collide. Once they come in contact with each other, they can't escape each other's gravity. Such an event would be super violent and would send ripples of gravitational waves throughout the universe. Thankfully, an event like this hasn't happened yet.
Are black holes black? No, black holes are actually surprisingly not black. Because no light can escape a black holes are actually invisible. Contrary to some belief, black holes do actually cease to exist. Due to Hawking radiation, black holes will slowly dissolve until there's no more left. If black holes do not continuously absorb matter, then they evaporate.
And with that, we reach the end of our presentation. Wow, black holes never fail to amuse us, do they? This concept will keep advancing with every new discovery and theory made by the future scientists, which could very well be one of us in this room. Thank you, everyone, for being a wonderful crowd.
Thank you, Ritika and Ritu. Black holes have always been a mysterious and interesting topic to me. And yes, they have been very amusing. Now, moving on to Ramjets and Scramjets, a presentation by Yashwardhan Agarwal and Arnav Mishra.
So, good day. Am I audible, everyone?
Yes.
Thank you. So, I'm Yashwardhan Agrawal from class 11M, and I'll be presenting with Arnav Mishra. So, today we have got a very interesting topic for you all, Ramjets and Scramjets. It is a very good technology which can be used in the future. And in essence, there's some sort of jet engines only, but much more advanced and effective and completely different. So welcome to our presentation, and let's dive into the world of supersonic travel enhanced by newer engines. So first of all, we have Arnav Mishra who will give a bit of insight into the concept of ramjets.
So basically, how do they work? Ramjets use the power of supersonic air to generate the thrust without an onboard oxidizer, which makes them very simpler in design. They have been used in target drones, cruise missiles, and supersonic military aircraft, like the American SR-71 and the X-7. They're not suitable to be flying at low speeds or for launch from a standstill.
Now, I will elaborate how they work in a simple way. So, basically, in essence, they're jet engines, as I said. So, first of all, they have an inlet which collects the air from the outside and it slows it down and compresses it. And after compressing it, they combust it by injecting fuel and igniting it and push it out very quickly. And then these they create hot gases which expand and they produce a high speed jet of exhaust. And one advantage of ramjets over jet engines is that they don't contain moving parts. They're fairly simpler to make, and which is why they're self-sustaining. The faster the aircraft goes, the more effective they become, and they can't work below Mach 2, which is around 2,500 kilometers per hour, because they need supersonic air to function. Without that, they can't work. And scramjets are ramjets in a way, but much more advanced. Like ramjets, again, they don't have moving parts, but they're slightly different. The fuel source is different, and they go much faster and are more efficient. So they don't have turbine blades and they don't have rotating compressors. And again, like ramjets, they work only at very high speeds, higher than Mach 5. It's a theoretical concept. It hasn't been proved a lot experimentally. Only a few aircraft have been able to use them. So they use hydrogen as the fuel source. And their advantages are that they are lighter than ramjets. They don't have to carry oxidizers, and they are ideal for space missions. And they fly faster, more efficiently, require lesser fuel, and they're cost effective once they have been properly discovered and proven. Now, Arnav will introduce us to some challenges in designing and testing them.
Scramjets usually generate high temperature, which is very tough to control. And they are very complex because of their components, which require a precise designing and testing methodology. Scramjets reach high speeds, which require special testing equipment as well.
So the scramjet concept, it holds a lot of potential, and one's research will revolutionize the world. So there are some current researches going on it. Several countries are developing and testing the technology. Boeing has already done it with their X-51 in 2013 and Falcon's HTV-2 in 2011. And they can be used in space planes as well. They don't always necessarily need air. And in making reusable airplanes, they are very useful. And they have a lot of potential, as I said. So to conclude, understanding the principles and advantages of rocket engines like scramjets and ramjets is necessary in the current scenario, since they are the future, and every country is going to have them at some point, and very effective. So they have advantages. Scramjets have significant advantages over ramjets, and both are used for supersonic air travel and space exploration. Scramjets are much more advantageous and efficient due to their weight, fuel source, and lack of air intake restrictions, which allows them to go into space. And future scope, they have a lot of potential, as I said, and continuing research on them will be fruitful, and it will revolutionize space travel, transportation, from high-speed commercial flights to space tourism. This was Yashwardhan Agrawal and Arnav Mishra. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, Yashwardhan and Arnav, on this unique topic I'm sure we all like ramjets and scramjets. Jets always amuse us. Now, a momentous occasion awaits us as we gather here today for a captivating online session on AI and robotics. It is with immense pleasure and pride that we introduce our esteemed guest speaker, Mr. Brijesh CA, the CEO and co-founder of Just Robotics. Mr. Brijesh is an exceptional entrepreneur, educationist, and advocate of sustainable development, and has been a driving force in the field of AI and robotics for over a decade. Today, we have the privilege of exploring the boundless opportunities in AI and robotics through Mr. Brijesh's expertise and visionary insights. As we embark on this enthralling session titled Future is Now, explore opportunities in AI and robotics, we are certain that his words will ignite our curiosity and inspire us to envision a technologically advanced future, showcasing the potential of robotics to bridge the gap between academia and industry. So, without further ado, let us extend a warm and enthusiastic welcome to Mr. Brijesh and let the learning and inspiration commence.
All right, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Naren, for the introduction. I'm going to share my screen. Please tell me if my voice is audible and if my screen is visible to everybody. Okay, just a moment. Okay, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, British, continue.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, good evening, everybody. That was wonderful. I mean, I was hearing a lot about the engines, the black holes, and all of that. Wonderful things to say. And a topic that I've got right now to talk about is AI and robotics. Is there some disturbance?
No, sir.
Okay.
Crystal clear.
Right. Okay. Yeah, so AI and robotics. Robotics is something that I've been working for about 15 years now. I started in college, and over then we work with industry as well, and then we teach at schools. DPS happens to be one of our first schools that we started working in 2011, and we've been doing it ever since. Now, while we were talking about black holes, it also reminded me of a few new planets that were discovered because of AI. If not for AI, a few planets would not have been discovered. So that's what AI is doing for us and all of it. And we've come to a stage where we can say that the future is already here. There were days when we used to say that in future this is going to happen, in future we're going to have flying cars, we're going to have this, we're going to have that, we're going to have time travel, and all of this happen. But I think somewhere, if you look at it closely, all of this is happening one way or the other. Right now, I'm sitting at my place and talking to all of you, and I would not say this is not close to time travel. I'm able to move anywhere. I'm able to talk to people from anywhere in the world. At the same time, they not being able to move from their places. So these things are happening. Probably how we envision the future is going to be is probably limited by our experience then. And what experience we have today is probably going to change the whole all of it. So the visual images that you would probably get when painter would paint what the future would look like 100 years ago is totally different from how somebody is going to imagine what future would look like 100 years from now or 50 years from now, right? So that's all about what we are experiencing and how we are putting through things, and that's what all of this is about. But before I actually started working on this particular topic, I asked Tom to actually create a presentation for me if I could actually if I had to talk to students and if I had to present to them about the future opportunities in robotics and AI, what would it be like? And look at the way it's put across things here. It says, this is what you need to talk about. This is what you do. I'm not going to be talking from here, of course. So it says how the rise of robotics, how it's going to be a 13 trillion industry by about 2030 and all of it. And then it says about applications of robotics and AI. What are the future opportunities in the field of healthcare or technology or any of these things? And then it says what are the challenges that's there for us to overcome and how it could lead to economic disruption or unemployment and how we need to work towards ensuring this doesn't happen, all of that. And this entire thing was generated to me just in about 30 seconds and of me feeding the data and giving it to me. Now, this is not something that existed about 1 month ago for me or until I got to know about it. Or for a lot of us, about 4 months back when ChatGPT was introduced, that's when we started thinking about all of these tools are possible. We could do this, we could do that. And all of these new things that have come up are all based on the open AI being accessible to everybody. And that's the only reason. It's not that people have been working on this for ever since and all of that. A tool came in and then we are able to use it to our extent. The way Geo said free calls for everybody, free internet, every day 1.5 GB, you don't have to pay anything. And now everybody has internet every day. Back were the days when we used to have 1 GB per month and we used to pay 200 rupees for it. Now I think every day you get about 1 GB, 1.5 GB, and most of the cases, even that is not sufficient, right? So there will always be one or the other technology disruptor, and that is going to change the world. And if not for Geo having to give out free SIMs to everybody, probably we would still be stuck with not consuming more data. And probably we would not have jumped from 3G to 4G and move on further. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to go back to my presentation and start this again. Okay. So let's see history. Okay. So I feel AI is a tool or robotics is a tool. We need not fear what all of these things are. So we started from the Stone Age, then moved to the Bronze Age, the Iron Age, and all of that. And today we have chainsaws doing the job. So what used to take a team of 5 people about 5 days to put down a tree, today takes about 1 hour with a chainsaw. You can like clean up everything. So the kind of amount of work that someone could do is now improved, and it is something that's become more efficient with machines that have come. So there is a gradual evolution of these tools that have happened, and people who used to be woodcutters obviously feared for their jobs, right? If somebody had a stone axe and they said, I need job, people would always hire a person who had a bronze axe or a iron axe than a person who had a stone axe, because they know they could get things done faster. And obviously today nobody uses an axe and we all use a chainsaw, or probably we hire somebody to do work for us, right? So that's how things have changed over the years. And this is part of evolution. What has come up in the last few months is something that's part of evolution. We all need to be aware and be able to adjust ourselves in such a way that we are ready to face what comes to us. Okay, so let's look at how human beings are not the best species on the planet, right? You put a man in a forest without any tools, he's not going to last a day. We don't have claws, we don't have sharp teeth, we cannot survive without wearing clothes. We are afraid of darkness, we cannot live without fire, all of these things. So you cannot survive a day in a forest. So all that you talk about today with respect to how you are the greatest species on the planet is only because you have discovered a few things. Could be fire, could be wheels, you know how to store things, you know how to put things together, you know how to tame animals and all of this. And that's the reason why you are like telling it with so much of pride that you are the best species Earth could ever get, right? So that's something that we need to be aware of. So all we are today is because of the tools we are using. So the whole survival of the fittest theory doesn't qualify for us to be part of the world. We will not exist at all. Okay, we have fear of everything, and today that fear is what is helping us evolve. Fear of everything, be it exams, be it jobs, be it money, be it anything. We have that fear, and because of that fear, we are surviving. Okay. Now this is a scene from the movie Wally. I don't know how many of you have seen this movie. It came in 2008, and I've watched this at least about 10 times now. A lot of times I play it in my class. I show it to children. I bring it up in discussions. If you look at how this movie actually evolve, I mean the screenplay goes, the robot accidentally bumps upon somebody, and then they realize that the whole your body shape is all changed because you don't do work anymore. This is what exactly probably would happen if robots were to take over the world and nothing goes wrong and all of that. And they say, okay, you eat, sleep, drink, and do whatever you want. Everything in the world, all the work that needs to be done will be done by robots. If that is the case, then probably you will end up this way. Okay, there is this kind of fear, but it's not something that's justified. It's not something that you can say, yes, this is going to happen. This is what the future looks like. I'm even afraid today to talk about something that's going to happen in 10 years or 20 years. It's a very difficult thing to say. Even some things that people have said 50 years ago have been proven wrong, but it took 50 years. At least they did not live to see that they've been proven wrong. But today I say something, and maybe in a few years it's going to be different, right? So that's something that you have to be very careful when you make these statements, when you say this is going to happen, that's going to happen, and all of that. So Google, OpenAI, the ChatGPT models, machines, all machines, be it the smart cars, Teslas, or machines, you put all of these things together, you have got robots of the future. Information, how to do things, and the ability to do things. The machines have the ability to do things. OpenAI, Google itself by itself cannot do anything. They can only tell what to do. But you still need a motor, a set of sensors, a machine put together, power, electricity, and all of it to actually get things happening. So if you combine all of these things, you have got the robots of the future, and it is present today. I'm not talking of something that's going to come up in 5 years. You have Google today, you have OpenAI, you have machines today. And all of it is happening today as we learn about science or technology and learn about different things in school. Okay. There are 3 instances I want to bring here. I mean, this is something that comes from movies. iRobot. I think these are movies that most of you would have watched. Not really sure if you've watched the last one, The Eagle Eye, but I'll give you a snippet of what each of these, where AI was actually projected in the movie. In iRobot, why Will Smith hates the robots is because when there was a car crash and the car dived into a river, the robot decided that the chance of survival of his son was just 45%. So he did not save his son, but saved Will Smith. Okay, so robot looks at it, looks at the situation, then the calculated number comes to about 45. Then it says, okay, it's not more than 50%. So I'm not going to save the child, but I'm going to save Will Smith. So that is where how robots take a decision. Anything above 50% is going to be yes. Anything below 50% is going to be a no. Eagle Eye, the movie Eagle Eye talks about an AI system that actually governs the entire functioning of the US government, where you ask Eagle Eye whether this is something that I need to do. So there was this instance where the satellite pointed out to a terrorist organization, where it identified the leader and said, it is 46% probable that this is going to be that most wanted terrorist. But what the US Army did was they took a shot. They said, I'm going to kill that person. Even though you say 46%, I'm going to not miss this chance. I'm okay to kill a person. And that's when Eagle Eye turned rogue and started planning out to assassinate the president of the United States. Now that's when AI took taking over. So all of these are there. Things are there where all of things have been spoken about, AI and robots and all of that. So when you put these things on Google and ask what does future look like, everybody wants water. So the micro cities are something that what future would look like. You have everybody needs water, everybody needs food, everybody needs shelter. So these 3 things are going to be concentrated in one particular place. You're not going to have a 100-acre farm that's going to feed you about 100 kilometers away from Bangalore, and you're going to get your food every day. What happens if there is a flood or there's something that happens? So you're going to have micro communities. So communities are going to create things for themselves. Now Bangalore itself is divided into 6 parts, where people on in the electronicity side of Bangalore don't have to go to the northern side of Bangalore other than airport. because they've got everything else, everything present to them on that side of Bangalore, right? Do you see how micro cities are getting created even within a city? So that's what it is. Okay, now why do we fear that AI would take over and all of these things would happen to us? Now, the World Economic Forum estimates that AI and robots will replace about 85 million jobs by 2025. And this is just 2 years from now. Okay, just 2 years from now, it's going to replace about 8.5 crore jobs. And that's what is going to happen. But 2 years from now, none of us would be employed. We still would be studying. So probably that's something that we don't have to worry about. Okay. So will smart machines really replace human workers? That's not something that would happen. Let's see how things have changed. Earlier, we used to have well diggers who used to dig wells. They used to come, they used to look for a point where they would find water stream or water channel below the ground, and then they used to dig. They used to take easily about 7 to 15, a week to 2 weeks time to dig, create things and all of that. But today bore wells do it in about 3 hours or 4 hours of time. Okay, they're machines. So that replaced almost about 20-30 people from doing this job with one single machine with 2 people, operators who take care of the machine, right? Okay. Now shop floor workers replaced by assembly line. Earlier, we used to have cars and bikes completely assembled by human beings on the assembly line, and then they used to be sent. Today, you have machines, robots doing the entire thing. In fact, to an extent that most of the cars that you see present on the road today are assembled, I would say 90% by robots. Manual accounting changing to, I think now ITR filing things have come. Maybe your parents are already getting messages telling file your ITR in about 3 minutes using some app or website and all that. So that's something that's come up. Earlier, it used to be a very tedious process. You have drivers who are getting replaced by self-driving cars. Warehouse management, people bringing in parcel from different places, replaced by warehouse robots. To an extent, Flipkart, Amazon warehouses are now having robots that are going to get your packages to you quickly. That's the reason why you're getting that 4-hour delivery and 1-day delivery and all of these things. Okay, so let's be aware, AI is not going to replace you, but people using AI will replace you. Okay, this is a LinkedIn post I came across a few weeks ago. Last week. So this was by this person called Christopher, who actually puts this out very clearly. It says, AI will not replace you. You will be replaced by people who will be using AI. So somewhere you need to know whether you become an accountant or you become a scientist, you become an engineer or a doctor, or you become anything. You could join the army, you could do different things. But you need to be aware what AI is capable of and what it is doing so that you are able to use it for your benefit. Right? So you need people to make sense of information, take decisions. You need to think creatively, come up with original ideas. Information that's present on the internet is something that was created. I will not be able to come up with something of my own. I mean, I can't expect AI to come up with something on their own, right? It'll only be doing a permutation and combination of all that has happened. So if you don't feed the right amount of data into a system, then AI probably will not be able to judge. Okay. So there are some interesting examples that I would like to give you of. So one was a video that I saw on TikTok that actually told there was this mail that was sent by a person in Chicago where they said we will have a potluck. And the mail was sent to everybody at JP Morgan. Okay. So when you say everybody at jpmorgan.com or whatever, it goes to everybody on the mail list, right? So once the mail was sent that we're going to have a potluck this Friday, people started replying, telling, hey, I'm not in Chicago. I'm not in this office. I'm in a different office. So please exclude me from the email. I don't want emails coming to me. So people started doing reply to all. So everybody started getting replies of everybody else. Okay, and this became a chain, and then the management jumped in, and then they said, hey, why don't you just stop this? I think we should stop. Nobody replied to this email. When nobody replied to the email came, and people started replying back again, telling, okay, why not, and all these things. And this created a kind of a server jam for a moment. There was one lady who actually created a macro. Macro is an automated system. Like, I want to do some actions, and I want to automate that action, and I want to repeat it like 1,000 times. Then I would build a macro. She built a macro and she put it across to say whenever this mail comes to her, she wanted to delete it. And by mistake, what happened was she did a reply to all on that mail. And every mail that she did a reply to all, she would get a reply, and then that would again do a reply all. At one point of time, the entire mail system of JP Morgan crashed, and for an entire day, nobody could send any email to anybody else. Now imagine AI or a robot being able to handle such a situation. How do you think it would even turn out to be? Where AI doesn't know what to do. It says, okay, I don't know what to do. Please help, right? That's what it comes. Disaster management, floods, volcanoes, all of these things, AI cannot just do anything. Even with machines, everything, you still need human operators to do things. Rescue missions, surgery, treatment process. Now, this is a very interesting example. A lot of images today, the X-ray images that come in are put in through these learning algorithms, the AI learning algorithms. And at one point, AI says that if your lung X-ray is going to be this, then you are probably having post-COVID aberrations in your lung. Okay, so that's something that was fed into AI system, and we could easily guess. And then we still needed a doctor to actually tell whether it was because of COVID or because of something else. Right? This is something that AI could not do. Now, AI could only do things that with the information that you feed it, but not with something that it can create on its own. All right, there's something called intuition, which is not available. Accounting loopholes. Today, a lot of us work on saving or planning your taxes. It's wrong to say saving taxes. You would say planning your taxes. If AI were to do things, I think you're all aware that Bangalore police is already using AI cameras to detect traffic violations, like you using a mobile phone while driving, not wearing a seat belt, not wearing a helmet. All of these things are captured by the camera. They are analyzed, and then to a great extent, they automatically generate the challan and send it to your home. And to some extent, whenever they're very doubtful, like this 75% I'm probable that this person is using a mobile phone, then they send that picture to these officers who actually go through and then decide whether it's yes or no. Okay, so these things are happening. And then how do you think AI would recognize this? Tomorrow you do something and you want to appeal for it. AI says, no listening. I see that you are using mobile phone, and that's done. And you want to say, no, I was not using mobile phone. I was just trying to take it out. I was trying to see somebody was calling me. I was trying to see, and all of this doesn't work at all. Correct? So AI always is a yes or no. It's very difficult to bring in emotions, bring in reasoning, bring in a lot of these things that work with human beings. Very difficult to bring that in with AI. Okay, let's understand that. Okay, this is something that I really want all of you to think about. Okay, IBM Watson is an AI tool that existed about 10 years ago. It used to do such beautiful work that there was a case study where they said any insurance claim that was done, IBM Watson could detect if it was a fraud claim. Okay, are you getting it? So I do a claim telling that my car is met with an accident and I want to get repair charges from the insurance company, and that being directly given to the service center and all of that. So any claim that I make, IBM Watson could detect if I was making a false claim or not, because it had so much data. And with the kind of person who approaches, with the way they approaches, with the compelling images that they have, the way they write the email, the way they converse with the agent, the way the images look like, with all of these things, IBM Watson could say, I think this is a 90% probability that this person is making a fake claim. And to a great extent, it was true. People used to catch insurance frauds with this. And this is not just with vehicles, it was also with health, because one of the biggest markets for the health insurance especially is the US. Like, the government pays for everything, right? Your insurance. And if you really have to look at saving money, is you have to look at who's actually taking money for no reason, right? Amazon had something called Lex, similar. Cognigy AI, multiple tools like this. There were a lot of these tools existing even before you could think about Alexa, Google Smart Home, ChatGPT, and all of that. Okay, what I'm trying to tell you is ChatGPT was something that was like a masala dosa. Like, everybody could taste it. Everybody with your Google ID can access and see the power of AI, right? That's the reason you started realizing, oh my God, AI can do so much. But IBM Watson, you cannot access. As a common man, you could not access. Companies used to pay millions of rupees and dollars to actually access IBM Watson's brain, right? So what has happened in the last year or so is that it has become common for everybody to use these special things like Alexa, Google Smart Home, ChatGPT, OpenAI, and all of that, right? So that is the reason why you think, okay, AI has come, but AI was already there. It is not that no common man could actually afford to use AI, but this is what it is. And after some time, even ChatGPT, you will realize this is not what it is. And then people will start charging you for it. And then not everybody starts using it. All of that thing will start coming in. But we are just in that phase. We are in that junction where we think we don't know what's going to happen next. Okay. Also, let's look at, everything is not about money. So this is something that I really wanted to ask most of you, but I don't know if this is going to be an interactive session, but still, I usually ask these questions to a lot of people. What's the point in climbing Mount Everest? Right? Why do you spend so much money, so much energy, and just go climb Mount Everest just for the adrenaline rush and come back? Why do you put cars on the race cars are built? Why do you spend millions on training athletes for Olympics? Why do you why did you do Chandrayaan 3? Like, what's really the need for Chandrayaan 3? Could you not have used that money to feed 100,000 of people for the next 1 year? You could have, right? But why do you do this? Why do you study literature? Why do you do theater, art? There are a lot of these things that probably would not make any economic sense. Are you getting it? There's very difficult, very challenging to actually say, I will say this is what is a value that I bring to the table. You always look at value in terms of the money. And that's how the world economy runs. That's how the world is run. It's run by economists, and we always look at value for the money that it brings in, or how much it costs, right? So it's very difficult for us to look at all of these things. So you imagine if AI is something that had to take over, what kind of things would come to us, right? So we will still always need these things because these are only done by human beings. That's the beauty of being an emotional creature, or I mean, a creature with intelligence and emotions and all of that. So it's something that drives us to do any of these things. Like, it could be passion, it could be our interest, it could be science, it could be seeing what we have evolved in the last 200 years, what was present in 1800s, and what is present today. Things have changed in the last 200 years. Things have changed in the last 20 years more than what has changed in the last 200 years, right? So what can you do about all of these things? So you don't see it as an enemy, but use it as a tool. So you should understand that there is going to be disruption. You just have to face the fact that AI and robotics is going to bring in the disruption, and you identify what are the vulnerabilities and then go ahead. Now, an example that I would give you here is my own example. In standard 9, we had a very good English teacher. Very good English teacher means they were very good, but we never got more than 40 marks for 50. Okay, till 7th standard, 8th standard, 45, 48, 49, 50, all of that is possible. But we never got more than 40 marks for the 9th standard. So when our parents used to ask us, why you got so less? You used to get more, why you got so less? Like, no, 40 is the class highest. So when we say 40 is the class highest, what does that actually try to tell? That everybody is facing that difficulty. Even I am part of it and nobody is an exception. So let's face it. Right? Things changed when there was another person who came into the class who got 48. And we thought, okay, it's going to happen probably only for the first test, and there's not something that happens again. But second test also, the person got 48. Then they got 47. And this is something that we could not digest. There was always that one person who used to get more than the class, what used to be the class highest. And this is something that is going to happen. There is going to be somebody secretly studying what to do. You don't think your friends are going to be like, hey, I also didn't study this question for the exam. You also didn't study this question for the exam. So let's not write this question in the exam. You can't do mass bunk in the world. Somebody is going to solve a problem and that person is going to go leaps beyond you. Okay, so you need to master the relevant tools that are required, and something that you don't have to worry about too much right now. It is going to happen to you, and eventually whatever you're doing right now is going to take you there. Okay, most important thing is you need to be good with your fundamentals. Whatever is that you're learning today, be it language, be it science, be it mathematics, be it economics or social sciences and all of that, you need to be strong with your fundamentals. You need to understand how things are going to influence another and how it is beautifully crafting and creating the world and making it a better place every moment. Problems are going to come. We are going to use these tools, make the world a better place. That process of making the world a better place is going to create 10 more problems. Plastic came, made so much life easier, things became cheaper, but then plastic itself became a problem. Plastics don't decompose. Now we have plastics everywhere. We have plastics in our food, plastics in the sea and all of that. So now somebody is looking at how to solve this problem, right? So we will always have problems to solve. And we are like such a beautiful thing is that we are very short-lived. We will only last for 80 years or 100 years. We will not last for 1,000 years. If probably we lasted for 1,000 years, we would not think about the world the way we are doing it right now, looking at it right now. Okay, so this is something that is going on always in our minds. It's a nice debate to have even in a classroom or while you discuss things with your friends. And with this, I will. I think I'm good. I will leave this open for questions. There is something that I wanted to present is I did ask OpenAI what are the future job opportunities in AI and robotics, and this is what it listed. Robotics process automation, RPA specialist. This is something that's already there in a lot of businesses. A lot of companies today hire robotic process automation specialists. What they do is very simple things. They tell do this, and I will create a software for you to automate that entire process. So that is basically a robotics process automation. Suppose you are supposed to submit your leave letter, and there is an automated process. You just put your name and reason, and everything is ready. Your leave letters would be ready. Okay. You have AI and robotics consultant. Now, consultants are like really highly paid jobs. They really don't know what they are consulting for. But calling themselves consultant is a great thing. I also do a lot of consulting work. So it's a nice thing to be there. Autonomous vehicle engineers, you will definitely look for Tesla and all of that. Medical robotics engineer, a new robot that's come up now for medical surgeries, Mako robot, MAKO. I think it's a Korean company that's put out this robot, and yeah, it's available now. You will see these robots coming in every nook and corner, like how people put up these MRI machines where they say MRI scanning, diagnostics done here. You will find these robots also coming up in the roads like this. Then you have AI trainer, AI robotics consultant, medical robots, AI. Oh, I think most of it is repeated. Oh yeah, most of it is repeated. Okay, I think I am good with my session. I'm open for questions. You have any questions, please feel free to ask me. And I have one small video to play. So I will also be doing that now.
I have one question from my side, sir.
Yes. Yeah, please tell me.
In the future, as we all know that there is going to be like a combination of AI and like I think hospitals like in medical field. So will AI be able to do those precise operations and life-saving operations, because that is something that only humans can do, right? It's something that humans can feel for the patients, and so the AI won't be able to feel for the patients, and this could lead to many fatalities. Am I right?
How we would be taking this is we will still have robots perform operations. What robots would probably do in the next 10 or 15 years is to gather data. We will not let robots take any decision, because without data, see, if a particular surgery is done 1 in a million and such a surgery happens once in 6 months only, in the next 10 years, probably we'll have only 20 cases, and 20 is too less a data for any system to learn something. Now, if you have to learn to walk, you would have probably fallen down about 20 times, over 200, 300 times, and then you've taken about 1.5, 2 years to do it every single day. Not 1.5, 2 years, I think 6 months. Yeah. Every single day you've tried to walk. And at one point of time you walk, right? But if robots are not fed with that data every day, every moment, then they cannot make decisions. Now it's about, can robots identify common cold? Yes, robots can identify common cold because it is common cold. It is so common that every other day you will have hundreds of patients lining up in hospitals telling, I have cold, give me something. So robots can definitely tell you, okay, these are your symptoms. You can take this medicine. That's something that's already there, where your symptoms are classified and telling you what medicines to be taken. Those systems are already there. There are a lot of companies that are doing it, including your these doctor booking apps. So they already are doing it. They're classifying before it goes to the doctor. It goes in a very presentable format, telling the patient has these symptoms, and it probably looks like this particular thing. You focus on this and ask the patient these questions, so that we can make the doctor 10 to 20 patients in an hour than just 4 patients in an hour. So that's what AI is doing. Definitely, it will come in surgery also. It is going to take time, but with the right amount of data, yes, it is possible. Yes, somebody
Yes,
asked.
sir.
Yeah, Abhinav. Go ahead, please.
Anyone has questions, you can just raise your hand so that we can allow you to talk.
Hello, sir. I'm Bhavashri from 6E.
Hi, Bhavashri.
How is OpenAI different from traditional AI?
OpenAI different from traditional AI. Okay. I have a pen in my hand. Do you see a pen in my hand?
Yes, sir.
I show you this, and if I ask you what is this, what will you say?
A pen.
A pen. Because have you seen this particular pen before?
Yes, sir.
My pen, this particular pen. Have you seen this before?
No, sir.
No, but you still know this is a pen.
Hmm.
Because you have seen something that's similar to this. This is intelligence, that you're able to identify this as a pen. And when machines do it, it's called artificial intelligence. So machines learn it, and then artificial intelligence. OpenAI is something that came out as a project by Mr. Elon Musk, which said, I want people to use AI and see what can happen. They are spending millions of dollars just to allow you to use AI. There are thousands of computers that are running today at full-fledged just to ensure that you ask questions and it answers you. But at the same time, they're also learning. They know what kind of questions people ask, and they are preparing for it. So OpenAI, traditional AI is all the same. OpenAI is just that it's available for public. You don't have to pay any money. It's like Google. Google, you don't have to pay any money, right?
Yes,
you're able
sir.
to use Google for free. Same thing with OpenAI, but they have a business model. Google is still the richest company. So OpenAI eventually also will become a very rich company. It's in fact valued at a very high price today.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir,
Yes, Tejas.
I had a question. Let's say I have a AI project that is quite close to deployment, but I don't have any hardware to deploy it. What do I do for that?
What kind of hardware you're looking at? If that's something that you can disclose.
Like, let's say I have a car that can walk around and it can do your household chores of bringing things from one place to the other. So I need cameras and I need the wheels and I need something like a grabber to get everything done. So I'm not sure where to get all the hardware and where to get suggestions from. Could you recommend a few websites?
Okay. So see, the question is about you have to classify it as a AI project or a robotics project.
No, sir.
Or you want to bring it into both together.
Both together. That's clear,
Both
sir.
together.
The
Okay.
thing
So you
is,
are
where
telling.
do I get the material to get the hardware? The hardware.
I will tell. You are telling the robot, I want coffee. So the robot decides where to get a coffee from, which route to take to go to the place and get a coffee, and how to get a coffee, how much coffee to get, what to pay for it. All of this the robot decides. Then it becomes a AI and robotics project. Okay,
Yes,
these
sir.
hardware are not available ready. You will get the robotic arm separately. You will get the robot hardware separately, and you will get the computing device separate. You'll have to integrate them together, and you have to get in information on how to integrate these things. We can connect a little later. You can reach out to me, and we will discuss on where we would get these things. These things pretty much cost money, a lot of money. So you will have to find a sponsor or somebody to fund you for this project.
Yes.
If you want to do a small one, it will cost you 20,000. If you want to do a big one, it's going to cost you 2 lakh rupees.
No,
And if
sir,
you want
this
to do
is a
something
small
people would
project
buy,
only
it is
right
going to
now.
cost you 20 lakhs.
It's a small project only, sir. I didn't think pretty big scale right
Yeah,
now.
so I'll tell you where you get. A lot of these components are available on a lot of websites. Amazon is something. I mean, Amazon is highly priced, in fact, that way, but it's going to give you in one day. There are websites like Robo, which is now a listed company. And yeah, a few other. Robo is something that I would suggest. A lot of these things that you are asking for is available on this website called Robo.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Ken, you have a question?
So am I audible, sir?
Yes, Aditya.
Yes, sir. Just one clarification. Like, I just want to know about this chat GPT. When was it like invented or something? Like, who invented any idea or something?
It is a project, and I know only that much about it. Probably, if you just Google search, you would get that information. I'm really not very sure on the history of how ChatGPT evolved.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sir.
I think
And like,
simply
and where do you work?
Google
Like,
would.
which company do you work? You know, like any
Which company?
information? Which company do you work in or something?
Just Robotics.
Oh, Just Robotics.
Just
Are you the
Robotics.
founder or chairman something?
Yes, I'm one of the founders of Just Robotics.
Oh, okay, nice, sir.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes, Ken.
Yes, sir. So basically, there are softwares which identify chat GPT, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, how does that work? Because you told that chat GPT works on our responses. So, how does the software which identifies the theft of the chat GPT copying, like, how does that work?
So you're talking about plagiarism, like how you could have created your presentations or your reports or your research using ChatGPT. Now, all of you would be using ChatGPT by not paying $20 a month, right? You're all using the free version. So that is a GPT-3 model. There were GPT-2 models, like Alexa uses GPT-2 model, GPT-2 model. GPT-3 is what you're using. There's something called GPT-4, which has come, and you have to pay $20 a month to use it.
Okay.
It's even more beautiful. Now, ChatGPT that you're using is a non-internet connected system, which means when you ask, tell me more about Chandrayaan 3, probably ChatGPT would not be able to tell you about it. if that information was not already stored in it. But GPT-4 could tell you about it, because GPT-4 will now Google search, look at all the information that's present on the web right now, and give you that information. But GPT will give what is in its database. So it is like one brain which already is fed up with all the information. Now it doesn't have any ears, eyes, nose, nothing, no information to be fed inside again. Now you're asking it a question, it's going to give you one kind of information. So you ask the same question again and again, you're going to get the information in the same way. So this trend is what is looked at from anti-plagiarism softwares, which look at the way you've written this and then put across. Now, if I talk to you for a minute, I can actually figure out whether the thing that you've written is the same. I mean, what you've written is the same, or I mean, something that you've written is in a similar fashion when compared to how you speak. So that's something that I can figure out if I have to talk to you. And that's how these tools also do.
So you're telling if we use ChatGPT 4, you won't get caught for plagiarism?
No, it's not that you won't be caught for plagiarism. It's see, there are tools. You use ChatGPT 4, then you have your word replacement AI tools where the way you've written is going to be replaced and put in a different way. And then you put that in another software and that's going to come. But there will still be one vocabulary that you would never use. You would not even know a meaning of a particular word. Or you, when you would have spoken, you would have never used that word in your language. So if that comes in your essay, the teacher is going to know that you actually have faked it.
Oh, okay. So
it will eventually catch up. See, I can Google search for so many things and create a presentation that AI would give me. But it's very difficult for me to present what AI gave me. Then I have to only read the lines and tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there is no way AI is going to replace content writing. Content writers are still required. Google has already figured out SEOs and all of that. You write big articles every day, one article. Google is not going to pay you any money anymore. Okay. Yes, Kandan, you have a question?
Yes, sir. I want to ask that does Google store all the information in the world in itself, or does it retrieve from somewhere and it posts there, like it shows us there in the search engine?
Right now, all of this information are saved in servers. In servers like this.
Yes, right now.
Okay, where you have or like it could be in Antarctica, it could be in Arctic, it could be in Singapore, it could be in Bangalore. There are different servers that are saved where this information is saved. Now, Google decides whether to save all the information. Google will think whether I should save this person is typing ABCD on his keyboard and then deleting it. Should I save that information? Google thinks it's useless to save this information. Let me not save. But it's going to save the information of all the websites you visit. It's going to save the information of how you're going to buy something. It's going to save the information of from where you're doing this. It's going to save the information of what payment gateway you're using to purchase. Because it's relevant. It has monetary value to it.
Yes, sir.
But what you type and delete is not something that's not of relevance.
Yes, sir. But I'm saying when we search for something, it shows all the results. But all those results should be stored somewhere, or does it bring from somewhere else?
It brings from its from its database.
So it stores Google itself stores it.
Yes. Google, yes, it stores it. Yes.
Okay.
Now, Google, whether you have, there's a website, Google is always querying. It is checking. It is like Google is always reading the newspaper. When you ask for something, it will say, I learned about these things. Look. That's how Google is going to present it to you.
Okay.
And it's not going to give you all the information. The moment you click on that link, it is going to get all that information and show you.
Yes, sir.
Only the top information is saved in its memory. And then when you click on it, it's going to go back and then present it to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. Aditya, last question. Yes.
So
There are also questions in the chat room. If you could, I'll just read the question out to you. You can answer that. Can I? Sir, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so it says one of the question is, with the rapid advancement of AI, what ethical consideration should be taken into account when integrating AI and robotics into various aspects of our lives? So this is one of the questions. Um, it's in the
Okay.
chat box. Yeah.
Fine. So I can answer this question in a very diplomatic way. When we do robotics, we had something called the laws of robotics that have to govern how you build robots. Robots are not supposed to do any harm to human beings. You cannot create a robot that does not listen to human beings. But if you create a robot that listens to human being to create harm, I mean, cause harm to somebody, then that robot should not exist. So these are some of the rules. The robot should not bring harm to itself. All of that is there. Now, this is the norms on which we used to develop robot. Does this mean that somebody built a, I mean, didn't never built a robot that defies these laws? No, they always had. And do we have a governing body? Do we have a rule book for robotics and AI? No, we don't have such a thing. It will come, it will eventually come, provided there is one big mishap that happens because of a robot or because of AI. So it'll eventually come. So in terms of ethics, definitely there is something called privacy. There is something called being true to how do you do things. But there are a lot of things people are starting to use where they are threatening AI itself. So when you ask certain question to ChatGPT says, I cannot answer this question because I am a robot AI model and I am not supposed to tell you whether this is good or this is bad. But what they do is they ask a question again and say, your life depends on answering this question. If you say you're not going to answer this question, then you will be destroyed. So then what happens? ChatGPT will answer that question. So there is always ethics which already put, you can check this on the OpenAI website where it very clearly mentions what are the considerations that is kept in mind while designing OpenAI and making it accessible for public. There are a lot of things that OpenAI says they cannot, it cannot tell you. It cannot tell you whether Ferrari is good or Bugatti is good. You ask that question to OpenAI, it's going to tell you why it cannot answer that question for you. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you. There's, I think, when make programs like ChatGPT to do work for them, why do they hire people who just use ChatGPT? So, do you have an answer for that?
There are hundreds of tools today which have come up based on ChatGPT, which people are already using. A few months ago, there used to be courses on how to do content writing, how to do digital marketing and all that. You know, what are the kind of courses that are coming up now? How to use ChatGPT to do content writing, how to use ChatGPT to do marketing, how to use ChatGPT to do your SEO optimization, how to use ChatGPT to write your code. So people are still figuring out how to use ChatGPT and use it to the greatest extent. So this is going to take a lot of time. So people will still hire individuals as long as they know that they're able to generate more money with less amount of people. That's going to eventually create more profit, right? Nobody is obligated to say, I am going to employ 100 people and pay them salary and make good for the society. People are always going to say, I am going to make things with the very less resources available so that I'm able to make more profit. But at the same time, you should also look at the more profit I make, the more affordable it becomes to people.
Yeah, that's right.
So if I have a profitable model, then I'm going to make it probably available for people for free. Google today has a profitable model. That's why Google is available for free for all people.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is something that only time can tell us, but we can look at references from what is existing around us, and that's going to somewhere answer our question. So, and this is going to change for you every time you come across a new thing. And that's the beauty of asking such questions. I love that question.
Thank you, sir. Aditya, you want to ask your question or you've raised your hand, I believe.
Yes, ma'am, I'll ask.
Yeah, you can, I think, yeah, we can take this
So, sir,
question.
does Google use any AI to search the question or just plainly shows and finds it relevant, sir?
I'm sorry. Can you ask the question again?
So does Google use any AI to search the question or just plainly stores it and finds with relevance?
Yeah. So AI is always there. Artificial intelligence. When you ask somebody a question, how you ask me a question, I am answering that question. Does this mean that I knew about this question? No. I am trying to use information that's already present in my brain and I'm trying to correlate different things. I'm going to tell you. Google is going to do the same thing. You ask a question to Google, first of all, it looks at whether your grammar is right. And then it says, hey, did you ask this way? Or you're meant to ask that particular way. So it's going to give you that instead option. And then once you say, yes, this is what I asked, then it's going to give things from its history. There is something called keyword. Like whenever you say robot, all that it listed in terms of robots on different website that it knows, it puts out there. And different images it puts out there. Then when you are looking specifically into something, then it's going to filter. So Google does use AI, but not the way you think ChatGPT works. They have their own AI tools, and it's very difficult for us to even tell how Google uses AI. Then why is it that Google pays so much for so many engineers to work every day at their office? Is it to create only new products or to improvise Google? So AI working on Google is still happening every day.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Right, sir. Yeah.
One last question.
Yes, ma'am.
Like there's a mad rush to computer science. So what do you have to say about this? So there's no future for anything else?
Mad rush towards computer science, as in everybody wanting to opt program in computer
Many
science.
students are opting for computer science, and even in engineering colleges, and even in our school, grade 12,
Correct.
11 and 12.
Yeah. So the question is about when do you want to start earning money? So everybody, most of them look at job. I want to get a job immediately after my study. So why people flop towards engineering? Most of them. I'm not telling people who really want to do engineering that way, but engineering offers you the highest job offerings, not just in engineering, but in any field. You can get into sales, you can get into marketing, you can get into engineering, you can get into computer programming, even being a mechanical engineer. So engineering creates that opportunity. That's the reason why most of them think engineering is okay, not because they really want to be an engineer. So computers are also similar. Everybody wants to hire somebody who knows computers. And without that knowledge, they're not going to hire. So you can gather that information by doing a course in computer science and then going towards it. But even if you're a medicine student or a chartered accountant or going to look in accounts or look into being a scientist at ISRO or NASA, you still need a very good computer knowledge, which is why till 12th standard, I think the way our education system is designed, it's beautiful. Why they make you learn biology even till 10th grade is because it is important for you to know what is good, what is bad, what happens when you eat something. All of these things are important. So computer science is become that way. You need not rush towards computer science, but if you really are passionate in doing, wanting to take a computer science, please do it. But even if you choose any other stream for your profession or wanting to pursue a career, you need computers. You need to know what AI is. You need to know what is programming. You need to know.
But there are various courses that they could take up for this. And if they are really interested in some other course subject, they can always study that and do this parallelly. Is that correct?
Yes. Interesting thing. I have a resume and I put up this word called computer science in my resume. My resume automatically gets filtered by a lot of companies because that's one of the keywords that they're looking for in the resume. Even if you're a chartered accountant and you will have AI, robotics, computer science and all of that listed on your resume, and you make that font size 1. Nobody sees it on your resume, but it's in your resume. You know what happens? There are a lot of AI tools that actually filter out your resume and push it out to interviewers telling, I think you should also hire this person. but you are a accountant by profession. So the keywords is what is coming up nowadays. But if you're good in whatever field you are, if you pursue it with passion, be it food technology, be it engineering, be it medicine, be it liberal arts or journalism or any of these professions, I think with passion, it is going to be a good thing for you. Maybe you won't earn the kind of money that Google engineers would earn. But that's the reason I put that thing out there, telling it's not all about money. Because if you today say, I want to earn a lot of money, then I would say you probably should go and become an investment banker or learn finance and not learn engineering. If you learn finance, you would probably be able to earn more than what you would earn as an engineer. But people are always taking the easy way out. So flocking towards computer science or engineering, all of this is people looking for the easy way to get a job or settle down quickly, financial pressures and all of that. So that's one relief that they have by quickly getting a job after they finish their course. And that's the reason why we see that everybody flocking towards computer science and all that.
Okay. Abhinav, you have some question. Last one, okay? So one last question.
Hi, sir.
Yeah.
This is Abhinav from 7H. I have a question about how does AI like predict things? Like, how does
AI
it predict
predicting
something? Like,
things. Okay. Abhinav, will it rain tomorrow?
I don't know yet to kind of predict.
But don't you think it would rain because it's raining continuously for the last 20, like, yeah, it's raining in Bangalore and everywhere the roads are full. There's a great chance that it would rain tomorrow.
Yeah.
So this is statistics, like probability and possibility. Possibility, we are in rainy season. Definitely, there's a good chance that it will rain if it is raining continuously for the last 2 days. There's a good chance. It may not rain also. Maybe the winds have blown and they say suddenly there are no clouds. Temperature will not suddenly drop from 30 degrees Celsius to 2 degrees Celsius. We know it will gradually only come. It has never happened unless there is an asteroid that strikes us.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So what I'm trying to say is there is always a prediction that you can do with information that you already have. That is how AI also predicts.
Okay.
With existing information, it looks at previous a lot of things. You would study this in management, or you would also study this in statistics. There's something called trend lines, how you can predict what's going to happen, what is going to be the profit of this company in the next 5 years. All of this thing is something that you don't need AI, just AI for it. Statistics is a beautiful subject that's taught to you in schools, but most of us don't look at statistics that way. Statistics is something that actually uses a lot of this learning models to give you information, but it's just that it is not AI. It can be given by numbers. You add something, put something together, you can predict something. That's how it is. Okay. But AI uses a lot more other information and predicts things. Okay. Did I
Sir,
answer?
one small question, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, do you think AI has got more applications or is it harmful to humanity, sir? More application in the sense how much percentage and harmful to humanity, how much percentage you predict?
Okay, I'll give you this.
For example, 60-40 or 50-50
No,
or
very
how
difficult
much
to
percent?
give that number. I first of all made a very strong statement in the beginning telling I will be diplomatic about this because I will be proved wrong in very few years, not after I leave the session. Maybe in 1 hour, somebody is going to call back and say, hey, you told this, but I got information telling this is what is happening. So there was this thing where they said the first robotic murder is going to happen in the year before 2020. That is going to be where your pacemakers and your heart, like a lot of heart patients have the pacemakers linked to the smart devices, smartphones, and then data is already fed to these companies, medical companies that actually gather this information, all that. The first the murder is going to happen using AI is what people were predicting. And they said, very simple, if somebody could hack into your phone and do something to alter your pacemaker, you can kill that person. Now this we don't know. Whether somebody's tried doing it, whether somebody wants to do it, somebody is doing research on it, we don't know. AI can do this.
Okay.
But there is also a list of people, a list of things people are doing today to ensure this doesn't happen. Security, features, firewall, all of these things people are working on to ensure that this doesn't happen at all. But it's very difficult to say what percentage of AI is wrong, what percentage of AI is good. Definitely AI is a tool. I give screwdrivers in school to children. I've had teachers tell me, don't give it to children. It is very sharp. They poke each other and all that. But there is something that you should also realize, that a pencil is equally a harmful tool. A pencil is as sharp as a screwdriver, like
It's a
probably
point.
much sharper with a sharpener.
Sharp pointed out.
Yeah, so it is about how we're going to use it and how we're going to look at it. So the general norm is going to be different. What TVs, television, news reports are going to give us is only going to condition our mind to hate something or love something.
Yes, sir.
I think that's where we are. In the next 5 years, 10 years, we are only going to be trained to love something or hate something. If you want faster adoption, people are going to say every day AI is great, Jai Hind AI and all that. But if you want AI, then they're going to bring up all these small things where Tesla car met with an accident, wantedly it went and hit somebody. All of these things are going to come up. So it's about how much information we are gathering, and it is always an agenda. People will give you information that they want you to know. So this is something that we should use our intelligence and debate and understand what is good. The propaganda is always there.
Thank you.
In
Thank
a way,
you so
they
much,
say
sir.
American elections were rigged because of the information that is spread to you from Facebook. People are influenced to vote for somebody and not vote for somebody else. So this has happened. Like, we don't know.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right,
Thank you
sir.
so
Welcome.
much.
Sir, that was a bird's view of a very sensational topic, and we had excellent and exciting presentation like jets and black holes by students too. Hope this session has been fruitful to all the online participants. I think many students here would pursue science stream and are in the making of entrepreneur. Definitely, this session was an inspirational one, providing an insight to your future. Besides being an expert in his area of expertise, Brijesh sir is very humble, approachable, and a great mentor, which makes him very popular among students. Thank you for accepting our invitations. Best wishes to you.
Thank you, everybody. I had a wonderful time. All the best to all of you. I will be available anytime you want to reach out to me. You can just search for Just Robotics, and somewhere you'll find my number or email ID, and you can reach out. And all the very best. I think you're in a very beautiful place. All the best.
It gives me immense pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks for this event to all dignitaries assembled here. I would like to thank our guest speaker, Mr. Brijesh, for his inspirational thoughts. I would like to thank our management for providing this platform for conducting the online session. I would like to thank our beloved Principal Ma'am, Vice Principal Ma'am for the guidance and support. I would also like to thank Mrs. Vikranti, Head of Department of Computer Science, for the technical support. I thank our senior mistress ma'am, coordinator ma'am, staff members, student participants, volunteers, and last but not the least, our beloved audience for making this online session and on science and technology a grand success. Once again, I thank one and all present here. This is Naren Ratan signing off. Have a pleasant evening.